they're still going. But he, I think he did about 20 years up there, and he, in fact, he had cancer himself, and he spent his last few days in hospice up there. And a very great friend of mine, he lost his wife this week, and she was in hospice. And also my best friend actually has lung cancer at the moment, so I'm familiar with a lot of the issues from different areas. But hospices are the most wonderful places, and you know, I've been here all of 2 minutes, and you can just see the friendliness and the warmth of people around. I think there's something like 20 people here at the moment, and their families are able to be with them. And you know, there's so much that's going on, and I know you've been spreading that message for the last couple of days, or rather for the next couple of days, and all day today. But they're just such a wonderful part of the community, because I mean, I think you get to stages, you get older, you know so many people who suffer from various diseases, and these places are just, they're just all heart, and they really do a wonderful job.
We appreciate you coming in. We know you've been on the road for many hours today.
I have. Murray Walker. No, Murray Walker, that's years ago, isn't it? And there it was, round the Oxford Ring Road.
Is that what you do to yourself when you're driving, you know, long distances? Do you keep yourself entertained?
I amuse myself with voices, yes indeed. Actually, I didn't hear, that was another thing, I didn't really hear Cameron's speech today. The last thing, I just heard the 7 o'clock news that said David Cameron has said he's ready to leave the country. He's ready to leave the country. I think it said he's ready to lead the country. Because I know it gets jumbled, because, you know, the sat-nav keeps talking over the thing, and you hear bits of the speech, and you hear Ken Clark, we lost power in 1997, I seem to remember the country was heading towards a lot of boom.
Can I just ask, how does your wife put up with you? Can I do that in the most loving way?
We're no longer together.
That's sad.
No, she just gets a choice of people, so she says, you know, I'm like a jukebox, so she says, tonight I'd like to go to bed with Sven Göran Eriksson, and I say, well, I don't know if this is possible. We try new people in different positions.
That about you, Sven.
That's true, that's why I go to Tom so many things. I try people in different positions, and I make £5 million a year. I have you done up like a herring there. He's worked the system.
I remember when Tony Blair first came on the scene, a lot of Impressionists struggled with Tony Blair because
they did, yeah.
I
think Tony Blair struggled with Tony Blair. Actually, the rest of the country. I think Europe they struggle with it. You know, come on, it's a hard job, and someone's got to do it.
Does David Cameron, who looks like he could be the next leader, you know, Whitney's very own David Cameron, have you?
No, I know it's hard. It's a difficult voice to do. It's not easy. The thing I say about David Cameron is that he does a better Tony Blair than I do. Because I just do the voice. David Cameron's doing the whole career. So, but it is serious. We have a lot of work to do. The trouble is I have a horrendous cold at the moment, so everybody I do does have a cold. But no, he's not easy to do. I'll grant you that. You've probably spoken to him many times on Jack. I'm a great fan of Jock FM, which is Jock FM is gone, but British music for British people. No, I'm a great fan of Jock FM and Christian principles, Christian values, that thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife. Although, to be honest, at number 11, that was never going to be a problem. That's how it mean.
I love the way when you do Gordon Brad, you do the old tongue thing in the mouth. I mean, what is that all about when he puts it?
I was right what you said then. I do have certain characteristics. That's right. Don't pick them out, please. It only makes me self-conscious. But look, come on, talking to Tony Blair, I think, you know, people forget Gordon and I. You know, I mean, when I was Prime Minister, Gordon and I, we always got on perfectly well. Okay, it was never exactly Breakback Mountain, but I just, you know, think, you know, they should give him a chance. I mean, he's not only running the country, he's got to run the banks as well. So I heard him the other day, David Cameron asked him some question, he said, cashier number 4, please. So there we go. But I find, I mean, it's just about, I didn't hear the whole Cameron speech, because I find, you know, people say, oh, it's a big speech, it's got to be the speech of his life and stuff. But I find they're a bit like the weather forecast. You sit down and think, oh, I'm going to listen to this. And you listen, and at the end somebody says, well, what was it about? And you go, I don't know, but I think it's going to rain. And that's it. But so, yeah, it's kind of what I do. In answer to your question of about 10 minutes
I've forgotten the question.
I'll get to the answer. No, I mean, I just do voices, but there are a few around, because I don't know who have the half shadow cabinet. I don't think David Cameron knows who half the shadow cabinet.
No.
I don't think Gordon Brown knows who half the cabinet are. But we live in interesting times.
We do.
As I think some great philosopher said.
I'm sure there was one of them.
Might have been David Dickinson, I don't know.
You know, we could be here all night with Rory. We could actually continue this with a 24-hour broadcast. I'm thinking, what the hell?
So join us with Rory from 7 through till Tuesday here on.
Ever fancy doing a late night radio show? Do you want to just carry on?
No, it is actually. No, I did a very long. I was actually on hospital radio, Kidderminster, for 35 years. No, of course I'm not. No. No, they do a wonderful job, and there are people who do. You know, there are people who work very hard. There's hard-working people who work through the night. Committing petty theft, because it's a good time to steal from shops and small businesses. I like to do it during the day with taxes. No, they all do it. Everybody does a wonderful job, except people who don't have jobs and they'd like to do a wonderful job, and we'd like to help them.
Well, it's been a real pleasure for you, for you to see you tonight. But no, the thing is,
you should have shown me out the door already.
Well, no, we're not. We're not.
I'm here till 9.
Where were you at 6 this morning?
I was in actually not far from Tony Blair's constituents. I was in a place called Seaham in County Durham. And it was great. It's real Ant and Dec territory, actually.
I had this visual image of the fact that is your car, is the motor still running outside, that literally the sat nav all but got you lost. I was talking to your wife, you all but ran in the door, sat down, and it was like, I mean, to be fair, that was now about 15 minutes ago.
She's looking for a parking space. Yeah. She's found one in Swindon. I think there's something else.
You don't want wheels, do you?
Your sat nav's got many voices, I guess. You know what?
It has. I did love. Did you hear David Letterman sing the other? David Letterman,
yeah,
in America, and he's that whole blackmail thing came out last week, and
basically he's had sex with people on his show.
Yeah.
I'm wishing for that. Not Sue.
Okay, thanks.
Why is everybody heading for the door suddenly? Suddenly the studio's just
more of the men, really.
Well, no, because so David Letterman was yes he was supposed to sort of having relationships with various people on his production staff, but he did this show the other day. He did a very funny joke. He said, "I got into my car, and even the navigation lady has stopped speaking to me." So it's really that's the idea that his car is now. So,
no.
I'm not going to talk to you. I'm too far. So there we go. But no, my sat nav just got ignored. But it did get us here. It's a very good. It's a very good system.
Have you done a gig in a hospice before? I think you are doing a gig in front of many people still here this evening.
I have. I know. That's amazing. More people have come in. I don't know whether more people when I got here and they're all running out with it. I think Alan Titchmarsh got more in earlier. No, there are a lot of people actually. But, it's very nice. It's like a live audience. But we shall see what happens.
Can we just mention just an introduction? This is Kate and Robin. All day today we've been saying we wanted the first business. But they're responsible.
You're the £1,000 business.
Yes.
Very good. Now listen, how many more are there out there? This is a big question.
Well, we'll be finding them, that's for sure. Digging them out.
We need to know. No, that's really good. So it's taken. So how much longer are you here for?
Years.
Yes. Okay. No, I think what's 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days. Back tomorrow morning on air from 6.
How many can we get? Do you think? How many other businesses are there out there? It's tough times. Although don't forget, I led this country. I led this continent into recession ahead of France, ahead of Italy, and myself together with Peter Mandelson. Isn't that lovely?
Isn't it?
You know, when Mandelson puts an arm around you, that's not so much. That's assisted suicide. Isn't it?
You mean Peter Handelman? That's right.
Yes. I like to call myself by my proper name, me, a name I call myself. A long way to go as the Labour Party to win the next election. But no, I think stranger things have happened. I'm still here. He has.